Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the last Loshak in the Bag show of the week. Today is Friday, May 25th. Jimmy the Bag, of course, as announced, getting a very well-deserved break. Getting Friday off, headed to the beach. I don't know what he's doing, but I hope he has a fucking great time when he's doing it, whatever he's doing. So I'm going to host the show solo today. Of course, we do have all of Jimmy the Bag's MLB plays for tonight. We do have Jimmy the Bag's NBA play for tonight. Jimmy the Bag swept the side and total last night, and tonight we're going to be on different sides. A hugely debated game, obviously. Boston and the Cavs. Obviously, the home team has had a massive advantage ATS-wise in this entire series, and Jimmy the Bag is riding with Cleveland tonight, -6.5. I took a shot with Boston at +7, so we're going to be on different sides there. I'm thinking that this game finally will be one where the home team doesn't just absolutely roll. I've given a bunch of MLB plays as well. I'm up 15 units in MLB. I did take a loss today with San Francisco on the second half, and my lean to San Francisco -1 also lost. That was just a couple big underdog shots there. So I'm up about 14.5 units now after that loss today. But what are you guys thinking? I'm up 14.5 units in my official plays in this show. That is not easy to do. We do have Larry behind the ones and twos. Larry's going to give... Yeah, what's up, Larry? Larry, it's you've been watching these shows for a while. It is not easy to give public picks and keep track of them and wind up positive. You know what I'm saying, Larry? Yes. Yeah. There you go. Larry has noticed. You see what I'm saying? It is easy. It is easy is to think about a game and then decide after the game's over which side you would have picked. And a lot of people have great records doing that. But when you actually have to give the records before the games go off and then track them religiously, you don't get credit for your leans that won. You know what I'm saying? Any pick that you realize afterwards was stupid, but you gave as a pick, you have to give yourself a loss for. It is not easy to be positive overall in sports betting or giving public picks. Jimmy the Bag and I are both very, very positive in NHL. Jimmy the Bag slightly positive in NBA. I'm way down in NBA, but I'm very proud that I was up last year in MLB a bunch of units, and I'm up so far this year, MLB, a bunch of units. I just took about a couple minutes there to congratulate myself and pat myself on the back. Yes, I did. Hope I didn't waste anyone's time, but yeah, I wanted to do that. I took a couple minutes to pat myself on the back. That was okay. Larry, you think we lost any viewers from me doing that? No. Okay, great. Yes, awesome. All right, so we will get into, let me just start with with reviewing the MLB picks that Jimmy and I both gave. Then I'm going to get into some comments, and then we'll start breaking down the MLB games once again, and I will maybe convert some of my my leans to official picks again. I started off the day, second half, San Francisco +135 as a loss. So now I'm up 14.6 units on the year in MLB. My other picks that I gave in the morning show, I did go with Jim, Atlanta, Boston. We both took over 10 -125 on the overnight line. I got 9.5 on my bet. But in the morning show, the best line was 10 -125. We both took that one. I took the Mets first 5 innings money line -125 with Syndergaard. A lot of times, those first 5 inning plays can be very trappy when you have a stud starting pitcher, a road team with a clear edge in starting pitching, and a relatively low favorite line. Those first 5 innings can be trappy. I've had some unit hemorrhaging doing that in my career. I've tried to stop doing that, but I did do it today, taking the Mets at just -125. And then I went on the other side for the second half. I took Milwaukee second half, money line +100. Obviously, Milwaukee has a great bullpen, and I'm always, in any given Milwaukee game, along with the Yankees and a few other teams, automatically considering taking them on the second half. Then I also did take KC Royals second half money line -110. KC, obviously a bad team in general, but a few people, I think it might have been Mally Mal who started it, thinking that maybe KC isn't quite as bad as they have been going forward, and we might see some value betting on KC one way or the other. Obviously, yesterday they took a ton of money against Texas. Huge market line move in favor of KC. Someone knew something, and they won in a blowout win going away. And so I'm going to take them on the second half here, -110. I'm also taking a shot. I'm doing the Coors Field fade along with Nostra Toto, who tipped us all off to it. Jimmy the Bag, who's been doing it from day one, and a whole bunch of other people, followers of Nostra Toto. I haven't been doing it every game, but I am going to do it in this game. It's got the perfect profile for a spot like that. You've got Cincinnati as a big road underdog here at Coors Field. And the reason they're a big road underdog is because the starting pitcher, Sal Romano, has had a couple of awful starts, last two starts. So, those are, but Cincinnati definitely has the offense to put up a whole bunch of runs early or late. And this is a perfect prime sort of profile of a game that can have great value on an alternative run line, especially at Coors Field. A team that's not that bad with a decent bullpen as a huge underdog because the starting pitcher has had some recent bad starts. That's exactly what I like to do. So I'm taking Cincinnati -1, not -1.5, -1, and I got plus 276. And I also took Cincinnati on the second half money line plus 115. Those are all my official picks so far for MLB. I have a bunch of leans, and I might be converting a bunch of those to picks in today's show. Jimmy the Bag, down 5 units on the year in MLB, but I have confidence that this guy, one way or another, is going to figure it out and be positive in no time. He has a lot of picks tonight. Some of them I agree with. Some of them make me nervous. His first pick, White Sox money line -101. I can't say I disagree with it. I can say it makes me nervous, though. He's also got Oakland money line -128, which is definitely one of my leans. Corbin against Minaya. Minaya has not been great in his past few starts after his second start after the no-hitter. But Corbin, as we know, is a guy that a lot of people are expecting to regress in a major way. And, of course, Arizona absolutely terrible offensively for the last 12 games or so, like 1-11 over their last 12 games or something like that. But Oakland also slumping as well offensively. So Jim took Oakland at -128 on the money line, and I agree with that. That is definitely a lean of mine. Jim also on Cincinnati run line, alternative run line, -1.5 at plus 325. Jimmy the Bag also took Philly on the money line, -111, which I also agree with, which is also a lean of mine. My only concern with this one is that there was a significant, a big market move in favor of Toronto, which wow, and now Toronto is a favorite. All right, so we'll get to that in a bit. Jim took Philly at -111. Philly is now plus 104 at Pinnacle, and of course Philly opened at -139. So I hope Jim cashes, but it's not looking good based on the line movement there. I initially would have agreed with him, but now with the line movement being what it is, this is exactly reminiscent of what we saw yesterday in the KC Texas game. Initially a road underdog, a big-sized road underdog, taking a ton of money and getting bet all the way up to being a road favorite. And I wouldn't want to be in Jim's position right now, and I don't think I'm going to throw Philly on. But initially, that's how I was leaning, and Jim's on the Philly money line -111. Jim's also on San Diego Dodgers over 7, which I would also vaguely agree with. It's Stripling against Clayton Richard. Of course, the Dodgers offense has picked it up a little bit. Stripling is off a couple of great starts, and I think he is the real deal. And Richard, as we know, can be very low-key effective. He can have a lot of these like 7-inning, 2 strikeout, 2 walk, 2-run starts. At first glance, his peripherals look like he should be vulnerable every start out, but he more often than not actually has a reasonable start. But I would vaguely agree with that's a low total. San Diego Dodgers over 7. Again, Jimmy the Bag's also on Atlanta Boston over 10 -125. And Jimmy the Bag took the Mets on the full game money line -112. That one makes me nervous as well. I don't like that one. Obviously, the Mets have a terrible offense, and Milwaukee has a great bullpen. So I took the Mets on the first 5 innings at -125, and then Milwaukee on the second half at plus 111. And in the morning show, a bunch of people were saying that they thought that Milwaukee might have some value. That one definitely makes me nervous. I hope Jim cashes. I am on the Mets first half, but Jim has them on the full game -112. Then Jim also has the Nationals run line -1.5. -142, and that's either a no-brainer, low-hanging fruit play or a trap. Obviously, Scherzer is awesome, and of course, Urena has made like 10 or 11 starts so far this year, and the Miami Marlins have lost every single start that Urena has made this year. You know, he's not super terrible, but he's definitely subpar. Scherzer is Scherzer, so it's understandable. And obviously, the Marlins, terrible offensively, although they hit better at home. So, this is either a no-brainer, low-hanging fruit play that Jim is on or a major, major classic trap. We'll see how it turns out. If I had a free play on this one, I'd probably take a shot with the under at 7, and I wouldn't want Washington here. If you gave me a free play on the money line, I don't even know. I mean, Uranus like the anti-Kershaw from last year. It's just they've lost every game of his. There's the average line betting against Uranus so far this year should have been like minus 1,000. So maybe Washington is a good bet even as a minus 250 road favorite. Then Jim's also on Tampa Bay first half run line minus a half at minus 110. Tampa Bay, of course, is using their new strategy where they're intentionally having a bullpen starting Sergio Romo tonight, and he will only go 1 or 2 innings, and then someone else will come in, and then someone else will come in. So it's a bullpen start, a planned bullpen start for Tampa Bay, and Jim likes that at least on the first 5 innings. He took Tampa Bay first 5 innings run line minus a half, minus 110. Then he also took the over 9.5 in KC, Texas, over 9.5 at plus 105. That's understandable. Obviously, KC's starting pitcher, his name escapes me, Skoglund, is a pig. He's totally hittable. Minor actually coming off a decent start and might be a little bit better than he has shown going forward, but he's vulnerable as well. I can understand why Jim took the over here. This one also makes me a little bit nervous just because, again, the market opened at 10 and it got bet down to 9.5. Although Jim got it at 9.5 plus 105, and now it's headed back up minus 110 at Pinnacle. So that's a good sign for Jim. He's on 9.5 and he got plus 105 on the over. And Jim's final pick is Cleveland on the money line at minus 122. Kluber against Keuchel, and I definitely agree with that one. I think I feel more comfortable with the first 5 innings, though, because, of course, Cleveland's bullpen has been atrocious recently. Houston's bullpen has been great. I've been betting Houston's second halves in many spots, including yesterday. Cashed with it. Didn't have the balls taken on the full game, but that was a lean, and it cashed. So I definitely agree with Jim that Cleveland on the full game money line at minus 122 is a good bet, but I think that the first 5 innings is probably safer, and that's in my leans category right now. That is definitely going to be an official pick for me. But Jim's on Cleveland on the full game minus 122, and I think he's probably okay there. That's it for Jim's picks in MLB, and then in NBA, again, Jim and I going opposite each other. I'm taking Boston plus 7. Jim's taking Cleveland minus 6.5, and Jim also took the he wanted the LeBron James points over prop, which was also endorsed by Antoine Seymour, who likes LeBron James over points, LeBron James over assists, LeBron James over rebounds, and he predicts LeBron James gets a triple-double tonight, which you can still get around plus 200 if you want to bet that one. We line shopped after the video was over, and at 5 dimes, we found 32 at minus 160. So that's the line that we gave Jim officially with LeBron James over 32 points at minus 160. That was the line at 5 dimes at the time that we did our little line shopping. And I also threw on a WNBA play, Chicago Sky plus 9.5 minus 115 at Seattle. Seattle's coming off of 2 tough games against a strong team, Phoenix. Chicago is a team with a lot of rookies on it, a lot of potential, and so they're going to be very, very inconsistent. We've already seen that from them this year. First 2 games were very nice margin covers, and their 3rd game was a dud. What are they going to give here? I don't know. It's a road game at Seattle, and that could be a situation, a travel situation that is not good for the rookies. But I think that Chicago has enough potential that I'm willing to take them at plus 9.5. That line has not moved at all. So those are all the picks we gave in the morning show. Then we're gonna that's it. Let me this show, as always, when Jim or I are doing it solo, might be a little bit disjointed. There might be a little bit more dead air than normal, but it's going to be the same format. We're going to try to cover every sport, every game, and get to as many awesome comments as we possibly can. So that's it for reviewing the picks. Let me just quickly check the comments here so I can maybe highlight some that are very informative. Let's see. What do we got? Let's see what we got here. Scotty Rock Forever says, "Me too, Pete. I'm on Boston plus 7. We'll see." Yeah, it just feels like it. It feels like even though, Vegas wants, a Game 7, sure. I mean, the NBA wants Game 7, sure. It just feels like this game finally is going to be one that's close, that goes down to the wire. I wouldn't at all be surprised if the Cavs win it by 3 or 4. And there were some people in the morning show. One guy in the morning show actually predicted a Cavs outright win, but on the money line, but Boston to cover. Feels like a game is going to go down to the wire, and that 7-point cushion is going to be a lot of points to get. Dave L.A. like Celtics money line plus 7 and alternative line. Wow. Alan Action, I'm with you on Boston, Pete. Going to be a close game, and Celtics have been good to me. That's what I'm thinking. Jim Bean says today's locks are as follows. I think he's talking about MLB. Cleveland, Texas, Tampa, St. Louis, and Philly. interesting. I wouldn't necessarily call them locks, but I'm agreeing with Cleveland. Tampa is interesting. St. Louis is interesting. We will get into that game. Philly, I don't know, Jim Bean. Massive line movement against Philly in favor of Toronto, and we will get into that when we break down that game. Okay, let's see. What else do you get? Anthony L says, that's what you get for fading my boy Hendricks. Yeah, Anthony L, actually, I wasn't really fading Hendricks. I just took San Francisco on the second half. Figured Hendricks would be out by the second half, and just didn't work out. Just didn't work out. Let's see. Salty Dog says, Pete, did you tweet out your segment with Joe Gavassi? I would have bet the Cubs today and followed Joe Gavassi's pick. Yeah, Joe Gavassi is great with his baseball analysis. You definitely check out his site. I did preview the Cubs game, and he liked the Cubs on the run line. Great call, Joe Gavassi. The other MLB game I analyzed with him tonight was the Boston game, and he likes Boston on the run line as well. That's his other pick. And Joe Gavassi also agreeing with me on Boston Celtics +7. So that's what Joe Gavassi likes there. Okay, let's see. What else we have? Tom Marino says, I think the Celtics will be competitive tonight. Stevens makes adjustments, and LeBron is wearing down. That's what I'm thinking. Boston's bigger lineup in Game 5 was more effective against LeBron. Okay, Carlos Escobedo says, long day of selling blow, finally looking towards a good game tonight. I hear you, Carlos Escobedo. People think like, oh, you're selling blow, you got the life, all you have to do is just sit back and kick back, it's the easiest job in the world. No, it ain't. It's stressful as hell. You got to deal with custies bitching at you, custies complaining. I mean, a lot of people say, man, all my customers are crackheads. When you're selling blow, they are literally crackheads. No, it is not an easy job. Carlos Escobedo, shout out to Escobedo, who's relaxing and chilling after a long day of selling blow, watching the Loshak in the Bag show, and finally looking towards a good game tonight. You know what I'm saying, Larry? A lot of people in a lot of business, they're like, I can't deal with all these customers. They're a bunch of crackheads. You know what I'm saying? But people who sell blow, that's literally true. So it is not as easy as it seems. All right, let's see. OG Johnson asking a question here. Pete, I know this is a general question, but what's a better profile for betting unders? 2 great pitchers and above average offenses, or 2 average pitchers and below average offenses? That's a great question. I could talk about that for half an hour, so I won't. It really depends on so many other situations. The market obviously is very tight right now, so it's rare that you're going to get a total that's significantly off. So it usually has to do with a combination of factors, a lot of other factors, including what you just asked. That's a great question. If I had like 45 minutes to give a webinar on it, maybe I will one day give a webinar on totals betting and MLB and questions like that. That would be that's a great question, but I'm not going to get into it now. Hyde and Zeke says, Pete, you got esports picks? No, I don't, but I do want to start getting into esports a little bit more deeply than I have in my life. I think esports is very interesting, and at some point in the future, I definitely want to get into that. All right, let's see. What Bill Butler says, UFC. Yes, we will discuss that one. Let's see. Alan Action says, I like the Mets full game as a small road favorite. Paco Healy says on the Mets under. Okay. Let's see. Other comments. Shout out to King Rail. King Rail who's nailing WNBA. Here's some WNBA picks straight from King Rail. Everyone who's laughing like something funny when we give WNBA picks, not funny when you're winning 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, which is what King Rail has been doing, and which is what people who just know what to look for and know how NBA works can achieve long term. King Rail likes over 152 in the Lynx game. He likes the Storm -5 first half, and he leans Liberty first half +5.5. Okay, interesting. So King Rail liking Seattle on the first half -5. I'm on Chicago full game +9.5, and he's also leaning Liberty first half +5.5 and liking the over in the Lynx game. I definitely tend to. I think that's a good play there on King Rail. All right, let's see some other comments. Let's see. Just scanning. Alan Action says Pete's going to hold down the fort like old times. Thank you very much, Alan Action. Yes, I will hold down the fort. Anthony L says, I love the Mets and the Indians on the first 5 today. Anthony L, I agree with that. I've already given Mets first 5. I have not yet given Indians on the first 5 today, but I bet it, and that is definitely going to be a pick that I'm going to give later on in this show. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Anthony L says, best dog play today is Braves +175. Rodriguez isn't terrible, but no way he should be laying -200. And Anthony L. I think if you like the Braves today, similar to what I was saying about it's the exact same profile with the Cincinnati Colorado game. I think if you like the Braves today, which is not a bad opinion, I think there's even more value taking an alternative run line on the Braves, whatever it would be, close to plus 250 or upwards of that, plus 300. I think it's a very likely that if the Braves win, they win by more than one. The Braves do not have a good bullpen. Boston has a quality bullpen. Boston has the edge in the bullpen, and if the Braves win, it's probably because Rodriguez gets hit. It's less likely to be because Tehran throws a good game, and if Rodriguez gets hit, then it's all it's all up in the air. Who knows what's going to happen? And you want to be getting a big underdog line there. So if you like the Braves tonight, which I might throw on Atlanta -1 as an official pick, I would definitely look to take them on an alternative run line, similar to the theory behind the Coors Field fave. All right, let's see what else do we have. Not applicable says Philly all in. Not applicable, like in Philly. Okay, it's just very, very interesting that there's been so much money coming in on Toronto, and Anthony L says it's just a blind ERA to xFIP fade of Eflin. I don't agree with it. Okay, is that all it is? I'm going to check the lineups. I'm assuming that a line move that huge is because someone's out for Philly, but that might not be the case. All right, let's see. Mohammed Joma says Boston has looked like trash all playoffs long on the road. Don't know why that would change now in an elimination game for the Cavs. And there were some answers before about that. Their bigger lineup looked better against LeBron, and LeBron might be getting a little bit tired. And it's just the mental fatigue of a playoff series like this. As we've seen so many times, things tend to change around game 4, game 5, game 6. Series where the first 3 or 4 games start to go have been big overs. All of a sudden things change and go the opposite way right around game 5 and game 6. And I feel that's what's going to happen here with Boston and looking shitty on the road. Scotty Rock Forever likes the Mets money line. Larry, how's this show going? Is this going okay? Am I talking too long? I mean, I got to feel, is all this information relatively compelling? Are we losing viewers? Is everything okay? Yeah? Oh, let's hear it. Oh, hey, Mark Lewis. Mark Lewis says, Pete, you sucks, man. Well, I mean, he has a point. It's not out of the question that I suck. One thing I can tell you is that I don't suck at MLB handicapping, Mark Lewis. Last year I was up 2% ROI on the entire season. This year I'm up 14.5 units as of right now. So I definitely do not suck at MLB handicapping. In other areas of life, you might have a point there, Mark Lewis. If you could be a little bit more specific and clear about what it is that I suck at. Don't say MLB handicapping because you're wrong, motherfucker. Don't say MLB handicapping because you are wrong, motherfucker. You might have a point in other areas of life, though. If you could be a little more specific, a little more clear, we would appreciate it. At first blush, I would disagree with your comment, but I'm not disregarding it out of hand. You might be right in some ways, and if you could be a little bit more specific, we would really appreciate that. Having said that, cheers. Cheers to you, Mark Lewis. All right, let's see. What else do we have here going on? What else? Thanks for pointing that out, Larry. Thanks for pointing that out. Marco Lou likes the Blue Jays and the Padres. Okay. Let's see. Jim Bean says Braves kill lefties. Braves easy bet. Mark Lewis says, Pete, where's your booty partner, Jim, with those bullshit records? The bullshit records. Let's throw that bullshit record up there. Let's throw that. There you go. Here you go. Now, this is like a class. Now, because you said that, Mark Lewis, everyone in chat is going to have to look at our MLB records. And they have you to thank for that. There you go, Mark Lewis. Suck on that. 15.6 units. Actually, after the San Francisco second half loss today, it's only 14.6 units. So where's the bullshit records? There's the MLB record, Mark Lewis. And the rest of the class is now mad at you because of your comment, of your disruptive comment. They all had to take 10 seconds out of their precious time to look at the friggin' comments on the, to look at the record on the screen, which was not planned. All right, so let's see. What else do we have here? Let's see. What else do we have here going on? Mohammed Joma says 97.5, man, I want to take that over. I was thinking about that as well. The Boston team total over is what he's talking about. I have been hearing that there is some sharp action on the over. And once again, this has been a very under-trending series, but in NBA and NHL, as soon as a series goes a certain way and the market adjusts, more often than not expected to go the other way. I would be leaning over in in tonight's game in general, and particularly so on the Boston Celtics team total over at 97.5. Good eye, Mohamed Joma. I was already thinking about that. Let's see. Other comments here. I'm just looking around. Scamming. Let me see. Oh, there you go. Mark Lewis says, here we're going to continue this. Mark Lewis says, Pete, you don't know shit. Yes, I do, Mark Lewis. I know a lot, and not just about sports betting, okay? I know a lot about quantum physics, okay? Yeah, that's why people ask me questions about the double slit experiment in quantum physics. Yeah, they do. That's why, because they know I know about it, Mark Lewis. I don't know shit. No, I know a lot, Mark Lewis. I know a lot about human nature. I know a lot about psychology. I know a lot about history, literature. I know a lot, Mark Lewis, and stop saying I don't. All right, there we go. How was that for a comeback? Nice? Not that good? All right, let's see. All right. Is he responding? All right. We are going to get into, once again, I have reviewed all the picks, and we'll get into some more plays. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Let's see. Other comments. Okay. What do we got here going on? King Al says Baltimore over, Pete. I don't know. That is a tough game. My initial lean was to the under. 8.5. The issue here is that we don't have a lot of data on this guy Hess. He had one nice start against Tampa Bay, one bad start against Boston. Now Tampa Bay seeing him for the second time. But Hess, he's not a top of the rotation guy, but he is a guy with some okay stuff. His fastball is actually gaining a little bit of velocity, and he has some nice off-speed pitches. He has a nice slider. His slider is actually great. I looked into it. His slider is actually great, and it's his best pitch. He should be throwing it more, and I think he probably will. He also has a nice changeup, and he also has a very, very slow curve that has a big break on it, a little bit hard for him to control at times. But Hess has some promising signs. And then, of course, Tampa Bay with these relief pitcher starts, that can be a little bit tricky because one guy comes in, and if he gets blown up, bam, there's 4 runs right there. So it's a tough game. My lean is to the under on that one at 8.5. Now, Hess could have a bad start. Baltimore could hit any one of the Tampa Bay relievers at any time. So that's a tricky one. My lean would be to the under, though, not to the over. And as far as the side is concerned, Tampa Bay's taking a lot of money. They opened at minus 140. Now they're up to minus 160. As that line, climbs higher, I would be leaning Baltimore here, although Baltimore, of course, doesn't hit well on the road. So my lean on that game would be to the under. Definitely. That's actually a lean that is going to be in my leans column. It's just a tough one. But what do I know? We know the answer to that, though, right, Larry? What do I know? A lot, just FYI, and not just about MLB, but yeah, so that's my lean. All right, let's see. I'm going to do a quick save here, and then we're going to get to even more comments. Once again, in the beginning of this video, I did go over all the official picks that were given. I'll go over them a few times, and we'll try to get some more game analysis. Let's see. Jim Bean likes Braves 6, Sox 3 final. That means Jim Bean doesn't like the over, but he does like the Braves on the alternative run line. That might wind up being an official lean for me. Let me see. Or an official play for me. Let me see. Other comments here. Jim Bean likes Rays 5, Baltimore 1 final. Yes, I would be leaning under on that one. Mally Mal says, what the fuck? Where is Bag? Mally Mal, he just took a half day off. He's going to the beach. We can do that. I'm going to be taking about 4 days off in early June. He's just at the beach. We're not making any more pink-eyed jokes. I mean, we will make more pink-eyed jokes, but not right now. We decided not to do a pink-eyed joke for why Jim's not here. He's just friggin' going to the beach. Okay, let's see. Paco Healy says, Pete getting defensive. Yes, I'm defensive. Yeah, if someone attacks me, I'm going to attack him right back. Let's see. Ralph Portuando says, and Mark Lewis is a tool. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he's a fucking cool guy, a winner in life. Who the hell knows? Let's see. What else do we have here? Coming on here. Looking for comments here. Mohamed Joma says, no, Pete, first half over. I don't know what he's talking about. Okay. Mohamed Joma was not talking about the Boston team total over, which is also 97.5 or 98. Mohamed Joma was talking about the first half over. Okay, I didn't catch that. I didn't see that. My apologies, Mohamed Joma. It just said that you like the over at 97.5, and that's what the Boston team total over was. But I was thinking about that one. All right, let's see. What do we have here? I'm looking for other comments. Look at other comments. Let's see. I'm just looking up. Freddie Richard likes the Lynx under. Okay. King Rail likes the Lynx over. And Ricky Levine says Toronto is 10-1 in Philly last 10. It's possible that that is contributing to the Toronto Toronto line move as well. Let's see. And then Pete's Mark Lewis's last comment that I'm seeing here. Pete, shut up. I need winners, man. Don't we all? Join the club. See, I don't hate Mark Lewis. You know why? He's just a guy looking for winners. Just join the club, Mark Lewis, just like all of us. In the end, what do we just need in life? 95% of humanity just needs love. That's not us. We don't give a fuck about love. We just need winners. That's what Mark Lewis needs, right? I don't need love. I'm MGTOW. You know what I'm saying? You know what MGTOW is, right, Larry? Oh, okay, Larry. Well, that's yes. I'm MGTOW. I don't need love. I just need a few winners, just like Mark Lewis. Everyone cut Mark Lewis a break. He's just a guy looking for a couple winners. That's it. That's all he is. Just a guy looking for a couple winners. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to a MLB. All right, I am seeing now. Is this accurate? Is there a pitching change in the Angels game? Or is this SBR odds? I'm seeing a pitching change. I'm seeing Berea now in for Heaney. I'm checking that right now. I'm just seeing it. I'm just seeing it right now. Can anyone confirm? SBR odds is showing Berea. SBR odds is showing Berea as in and Heaney as out. I'm checking this right now. Right now. Is this accurate? You guys know anything about this? Because that changes things. This might make me actually want to go on the Yankees here because Heaney was good. I just didn't want to bet against him. But if this is now Berea against Severino at the same line, I might throw on the Yankees here, and I might throw on some team total overs here. I'm just quickly checking this. This better not be SBR odds fucking with me. I'm checking. Oh, no, it's not. Heaney's still in there, according to Heritage. SBR odds is showing Berea. I don't know what's going on there. Okay. That might be a mistake on SBR. Yeah, same. Minus 110. Nostroda saying still Heaney. All right, sorry about that. Okay, all right. Not applicable, says Larry, rolling his eyes right now. Okay. What'd you say? Right. Okay, so let's just go down the 7 o'clock games very quickly. St. Louis and Pittsburgh. I was thinking about taking a shot with the under here, and I was thinking about taking a shot with Pittsburgh. Again, Musgrove coming back from injury. His first bunch of rehab starts were good. His last rehab start was terrible. We talked about this in the morning show. A lot of times, just like spring training, these guys are just looking to get comfortable, get their mechanics down. They're not necessarily looking for results, and a lot of times you will see this when guys make rehab starts. If they have a bunch of good rehab starts in a row, their last rehab start, they just don't want to leave it all on the table. Another rehab start that doesn't mean anything to them. And they get crushed in their last rehab start. It doesn't mean they're not ready to come up to the show. And I think that Musgrove is going to be fine here. And at least for this start, I think he's going to be good. So I was leaning under on this one. And I was also thinking about taking a shot with Pittsburgh. It opened at minus 107, now gotten bet all the way up to minus 130 at Pinnacle. The Greek still has minus 125. UWager still has minus 126. But a clear, 15, 20-point line move in favor of Pittsburgh. I agree with that one. I want to take a shot with Pittsburgh here. I'm going to think about whether I want to make it official, but I probably will. And also thinking about taking a shot with the under, which was 9 in the morning show and is still 9. Gant, I'm not sure Gant's going to get crushed, although Pittsburgh's offense has been great recently. They've been particularly good at home. And you know what? I will do this. I'll make Pittsburgh an official pick on the money line. Minus 125. That's going to be an official pick. Current line at the Greek. Pirates, minus 125. St. Louis, as we know, has some nice bats in their lineup, and they might start picking it up over the next month or so offensively relative to how they've done up till now. But I think this is a good spot for Musgrove, and I'm willing to bet into that. I'm going to take Pittsburgh on the money line, minus 125. I can feel some people saying, I'm leaning St. Louis, but well, yeah. Anthony L. says I'm off Cards and Pirates, just meh. Yeah, I wish I had taken the Pirates when they were minus 110, but I'm going to take them at minus 125. Let's see other comments. Barsaman G11 says Pirates are 4-0 in their last 4 home games against a team with a winning road record. Okay, and Alan Action says I took the under 9. Don't do that, Pete. Ha! All right, Alan Action agreeing with my lean to the under. But oh no, Mark Lewis deleted message. He didn't get banned, did he? Okay. What? No. Oh, was he saying really bad shit? What was he? Okay. Racism is not accepted. The only things that people get banned for, racism, spam, and maybe calculated lying. Those are the only, did he say anything like that? Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. I look, I he's just a guy looking for a couple winners. You know what I'm saying? Is it so wrong? Is that just a guy with a shitty attitude in life looking for a couple winners? You know who that reminds me of? Me. He reminds me of myself. Guy with a shitty attitude, maybe a few mental problems here and there, just looking for a couple winners in life. So I understand Mark Lewis. I totally get it. All right, Angels, SBR odds showing Berea, but that is not the case. Heaney is still there. I'm passing on this one. You know, Severino's obviously awesome, but Heaney's been great too. And, I'd take the Yankees at 160, 170, 180, but at 240, at 230, I just can't do it. Just can't do it. Gaviglio and Eflin in the Toronto-Philly game. Very, very interesting. Jim took Philly at minus 111. It opened at minus 139 at Pinnacle, and now Philly is a plus 105 dog. Wow. I might just throw that one on just because at a certain point, if these lines move enough, you have to take them. And I might take a shot with Philly minus one here because Eflin is no good. Obviously, Gaviglio, someone thinks they know something, right? This is a big, big line move, the exact same kind of line move we saw yesterday with the KC and Texas game. We saw how that turned out, right? Out of nowhere, Duffy had a great start, and KC ran away with it. But this is a huge line move in favor of Toronto. We know their bullpen is still dog shit. We know their lineup is still questionable at best. You know, Gaviglio has a lot of promise here, and Eflin, as Anthony L. pointed out, has a big ERA and xFIP discrepancy. I'm not sure if that's enough to justify this big line move. I'm going to think about it. White Sox, Detroit. Jimmy the Bag did take the White Sox. He took them at minus 101, and that line is exactly where it was in the morning. I have no real opinion on this game. I hope to God that Jimmy the Bag cashes that one. Washington and Miami. Again, Jimmy the Bag took a play on that one. Washington minus 1.5 at minus 142. And that line is right about where it was. Moved up a little bit, actually. Wow. Jimmy the Bag got 142. It's now to minus 145 at Pinnacle. So that line is climbing. Scherzer. Urena is Urena. The Marlins offense is the Marlins offense. So we understand why this line is where it is. I'm going to pass on this one. Hope Jimmy the Bag cashes. Houston and Cleveland. There you go. And now this line has gotten a bet way up as I thought it would. And Jimmy the Bag got a great line on the full game. He got Cleveland minus 122. They are now minus 140 at Pinnacle. Okay, if I wanted, I could take minus 135 at Bet 365. And I don't know if I want the full game, but definitely, we are going to convert Cleveland first 5 innings. Oh, shit. Wow, to a lean. Now up to 155 at Heritage. There's still 150s available at BetManiaSportsBetting.ag. When I bet this one, and when I put it in my leans column, it was minus, where was it? It was minus 135. Yeah, I bet it at minus 135. I put it in my leans category at minus 135, and now it is minus 150. I'm just going to quickly check to see if Pinnacle might have a little bit of a better line there for my official plays here. Should have given this one in the morning show. Minus 149. All right, I'm going to take it. Cleveland, first 5 innings, minus 149. Put it in my leans category at minus 135 in the morning. Wish I had gotten that one, and I bet it at about minus 135 as well. Now it's up to minus 150. Good job on Jimmy the Bag beating that line move. And I would also have a lean to Cleveland on the full game as well, minus 135. That would be doubling up on it. The only problem there is just, Houston's lineup and Houston's bullpen will mean a lot more in the second half. I don't want to take Houston on the second half, though, because as we know, Kluber could easily go 7, 8, or 9 innings. We don't know what we're going to get from Kluber, so I think I'm just going to stick with Cleveland on the first half from now. But the market's certainly liking Cleveland on the full game as well. Baltimore, Tampa Bay, we already talked about that. I do have a lean to the under at 8.5. It'll be interesting to see how Tampa Bay does with this bullpen start and how Hess does with Baltimore. Atlanta and Boston. I bet the over at 9.5 on the overnight line in the morning show. Jimmy the Bag and I both took the over. And we got 10 at minus 125. Let me see where that line has moved. And that is now, it's now 10 minus 130 at Bet 365, 10.5 everywhere else. Very, very tempting to take a shot with Atlanta here on the alternative run line. Toronto's had 2 very, very bad starts. And obviously also Boston has a bullpen edge here. But this is a huge line. Boston has a nice lineup, but of course we know that Atlanta has a nice lineup, even though they may be regressing a bit from the explosiveness they showed earlier in the year. This is still a nice lineup that can put up a big number in a hitter's park like Fenway at any given. Oh, Mark Lewis is back. Is he? I have a message for Mark Lewis. Mark Lewis, I love you. I do. I do. You, Mark Lewis, I love you. Thank you for being a regular watcher. I know you're just looking for a few winners just like me, and I hope we can provide them for you. And I hope you find them one way or another in life. Mark Lewis, I hope you find the winners you seek. I hope you find the winners you seek. Mark Lewis. That's a message from me, Peter Loshak. SBRodds.com, SBRforum.com, SportsbookReview.com. Let's get into this shit. All right, let me see. Atlanta -1 is very, very tempting. I am pulling up the Atlanta alternative run line. Damn, 285 at Bet365. 285 at Bet365. All right, okay. I'll take a shot with this one. Atlanta -1. I'm going to take it. Atlanta -1. The money line part of this will be at UWager +174, and the run line part of this will be +285. Joe Gavazzi, again, I previewed this game with him. He likes Boston -1. Obviously, I can understand why that would be. Boston on the -1 line is a +109 at Pinnacle right now. You know, there's probably value on both. Maybe hedging, just saying that this is not a one-run game. Does feel like there's going to be a lot of volatility here. And I'm going to take Atlanta -1, +174 on the money line, +285 on the alternative run line. And once again, I am on the over on this one. Along with Jimmy the Bag, I was also thinking about the first 5 innings over, which is 6 at +100 at Pinnacle, which is tempting. Again, it's tempting. Definitely feel like both Tehran and Rodriguez are going to be vulnerable here. Tempting to take 6 at +100, and that is also in my leans column on my spreadsheet. And that's it for the 7 o'clock MLB games. Then we can I guess we can quickly go over the rest of them. MLB again. KC Texas. Jimmy the Bag took the over 9.5 +105. It's now 9.5 -110 at Pinnacle, and I did take KC -110 on the second half. Mets Milwaukee. Jim took the Mets on the full game. I took the Mets on the first half -125, and then Milwaukee on the second half at +100. Cincinnati Colorado. Jim took Cincinnati -1.5, and I am going on that one with him. Cincinnati -1 and Cincinnati on the second half at +115. Arizona Oakland, a very, very interesting game. What to expect from these offenses, what to expect from Arizona, what to expect from Minaya and Corbin. Jim did make Oakland an official play. Can't say I disagree with that. I was thinking that the over at 7 might be worth a shot, although, you know, Oakland's lineup obviously has really been stalled out. We know what the deal is with Arizona's lineup. Oakland's lineup is saying that they just don't like hitting in that home park, which is understandable. I once heard, this is from a while ago, but a major league hitter said that hitting in Oakland is like trying to hit into a bag full of wet socks. It's just not a good spot for especially when the weather conditions are like a little bit, you know, cold and a little rainy. It's just not a good spot for offense. But it's a very low total, -125. And Arizona does have a bullpen edge here. I was thinking about taking Arizona's second half, and you know what? This might really impress some people if this one cashes. I am going to take it. I'm going to take Arizona second half. I think they might come a little bit alive, change of scenery here. They have a bullpen that I like more than Oakland right now. It's likely going to be a push, 0-0 or 1-1. But I am going to take Arizona second half, -120. I'm going to take that one. Slight lean to Oakland, though, on the full game, agreeing with Jim. Obviously, slight lean to Oakland on the first half as well. And a slight lean to the over at 7. The over at 7. Then the Minnesota-Seattle game, very, very interesting. Paxton great, Romero good as well. Paxton obviously more reliable than Romero, but this is a huge underdog line here for Minnesota, and I was thinking that maybe Minnesota at a +1 line, which would be an underdog line, might be worth a shot. No play for me as of right now, though. And then again, San Diego and the Dodgers. Jimmy the Bag did take the over on this one at 7, and can't say I disagree with that one. Slight chance I might go on that one with him, and if I do, I will tweet it out. So let's get to some other comments. Bill Buttlicker says, you're doing great, Pete. Walter Cronkite would be jealous. Don't I know it? Don't you know it? Bill Buttlicker, absolutely. Walter Cronkite, take a look at this. Take a look at this shit. Herman Aparicio says, shout out to Lucrative Larry for yesterday's lock. Yes, it did cash. We did. And we're going to have another one today. Yes, we will. One microphone. We'll see how Larry will be stumbling around trying to find a microphone. But yes, his play did cash yesterday. Shout out to Herman Aparicio for acknowledging that. Let's see. Other comments. Marco Lou says Oakland is on my radar too. The number I'm getting is a bit high right now. Yes, it's very tricky. Minus 130. At minus 150, I wouldn't do it. At minus 115, yes, definitely. Minus 130 is probably about right. Jimmy the Bag did take a shot with Oakland at that line. Alan Action says Paxson does always have injuries, but this season might be different. Yeah, definitely tempting to take Minnesota +1, and I might do that in a bit. Let me just... Tom Marino says, yeah, nights in Northern California are cold, even colder in the summer. Parlay Poppy says, Arizona bats are at an all-time low. Oakland trending, not hitting by our last few games, but only temporary. I'm a believer in their bats and taking them today. Yeah, I would agree with you, Parlay Poppy. Again, I did take Arizona second half here. I like their bullpen better, but my leads on that game as well are Oakland first half, and the over 7, despite the fact that both of these offenses have been crappy. DJ Big Boss says, I'm out of here, fam. Y'all have a great weekend and Cash Something Daily. Shout out to DJ Big Boss. Anthony L says, my handicap tells me Diamondbacks are the right play here with the plus price, but it's hard with how bad they've been. Just put a half unit on it. Tom Marino Tomor says, I'm on Oakland. Minaya is a different pitcher at home. He's off 2 bad starts. I think he bounces back here against a weak Arizona lineup that hasn't seen him. Great comment, as always, from Tom Marino Tomor. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Let's see. Other comments up. Samuel Martin says, Twins, Seattle bats are shit. Yes, you might be right there. Lloyd Xmas 10 says, Twins Mariners game, very intriguing. Absolutely. I would call it one of the most intriguing games on the entire card. Lloyd Xmas 10. I absolutely agree with that one. Let's see. Other comments coming in. George Antwi says, Cardinals or Pirates, guys? Tough one. It all mostly depends on Musgrove, and I took Pirates. Take that for what it's worth. Money line, minus 125. Money line, minus 125. Parlay Poppy says, Pete, Mark Lewis listens to Stand by Eminem and replaces Eminem with Peter Loshak. Funny comment there, Parlay Poppy. Shout out to Parlay Poppy with a hilarious comment. Mark Lewis says, I want winners. Don't we all, Mark Lewis? All right, let's see. Other comments here. Other comments coming in. Let's see. I'm just scanning for handicapping comments here. Barsaman says Astros 13-3 in their last 16 road games. Yes, the Astros, as we know, hit better on the road. Their bullpen is great, and I'm actually going to pass on Cleveland on the full game at the current line. I'm just going to take the first half minus 145 because I don't know how deep Kluber is going to go. Probably he goes deep because he'll want to get the win over Houston. But if he only goes 6 innings, that's not a situation I want. I don't want to be on Cleveland in that spot with the Pens going up against each other, Cleveland against Houston. So I'm just sticking with the first 5 innings. Let's see. What else do we have? Other comments. I'm looking for Crypto King likes Indians first 5. Absolutely. I'm on that one. Jim Bean says Indians win. No, minus 110 Nostra Toto likes Tribe first 5. Astros full game. There you go. So then presumably Nostra Tota probably really would like Astros on the second half. Let me just check what that line is. I'm guessing like 110 or so. Oh, wow. Minus 120. Yeah. All right. So Houston on the second half might be a good play. I'm not going to take that one because, of course, a complete game is entirely possible with Kluber. So I'm just going to take Tribe first 5, and that is it. Funny one from a comment from Twate Latte. Not applicable, says Philly wins late. Okay. Wow. A lot of interesting stuff here. A lot of interesting stuff coming on. Let me see. Other comments coming in. And Lamont Williams says, can you repeat the women's basketball picks, please? And thank you, sir. Lamont Williams, a lot of, yes, King Rail likes Seattle first half at minus 5. I took Chicago plus 9.5, minus 115. That's a bit of a risk because Chicago, again, has a lot of talented rookies, but they are young. This is a road game. Tough to go into Seattle. Seattle is coming off of a tough series against a much better team in Chicago right now, Phoenix. So Seattle might roll here, but Chicago just does have a good amount of young talent there. They're off of a loss as well. Maybe they bounce back, and I took Chicago full game at plus 9.5. King Rail likes Seattle. First half, though, at minus 4. Also likes the Lynx first half, I believe, at minus 5, and the Lynx, I believe, first half minus 4, and also likes the over in the Lynx game. Yeah. Oh shit. Justin Searcy says, Pete, stop. I thought everything I was doing was great in this show. That was a long time ago. All right, so let me just do a quick save here. And, yeah, Isaac Hagan says line is moving big time in the Philly game. Where is it now? Is it even further? No, not really. All right, so I have made a decision. I am going to throw on Minnesota plus 1. I'm good. It's a little bit of a fade of Paxson, which I don't like to do. I could take Minnesota on the second half as well. That might be, and I might actually take both of those. I'm going to take both of those. Minnesota +1 and Minnesota second half. I'm taking both of those. The Minnesota second half line is going to be +115. +115. Very nice. I'm taking Minnesota second half +115, Minnesota against Seattle. And I'm also taking Minnesota +1, and that's going to be a +168 at UWager. +168 is the money line at UWager, and the +1.5 line for Minnesota will be -130, and that's at the Greek. So I'm doubling up on Minnesota here. Paxton's awesome. He might throw a no-hitter. These are just leans that I'm converting to official picks, but I am going to take that one. That might be risky. Obviously, Paxton is great. He doesn't look injured, and he looks awesome. But Romero can be good too. I'm going to take Minnesota +1 at a plus line, and also second half at +115. Definitely a lean right now at the current odds would be Philly -1, going against this huge line move in favor of Toronto. The Philly, let's see, where is that one? The Philly -1.5 line. What is that right now? -1.5 +205 at Pinnacle. Wow, this line is just exploding up there, and I just don't quite totally get it. Someone thinks they know something. Let me see. Other comments here. Justin, seriously, when you said stop, Pete, what were you talking about? Please let me know. I don't like to read stuff like that. All right, let's see. Other comments here. Marco Lou says, if you strongly believe in your handicap on the Phillies, then you should put in another bet because you're getting an even better number right now. Yeah. Mally Mal says, what's the WNBA lock of the day? Mally Mal, I don't know. Huge line move though in favor of Minnesota over the Liberty, and maybe Minnesota first half is the best play there. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Okay. Wow. Brandon Cummings says, Citizens Bank crush. I'm taking Phillies today. Yeah. This is crazy, man. This line move in favor. All right. I will, I'll do it. I'll throw it on there. I'm going to take Philly -1. I'm going to trust my instincts here, which is that this line move, as opposed to the KC line move yesterday, might be just people, as Anthony L said, overreacting to Eflin's bad numbers, and maybe someone knows that Gaviglio is in great form right now. But again, Toronto easily could blow this one late. All right, I'm going to take Philly -1. The best money line right now is at BetMania +107, and the best run line right now for Philly -1.5 +205. So that works out to better than +150 for Philly here, -1. I'm taking that one. Again, I think there's high volatility here, just like with the KC game. I think if the people betting Toronto are right, just like KC yesterday, Toronto probably wins by multiple runs. If not, if they're wrong, Philly probably wins by more than one. So I'm taking this one. Philly -1. I've done it. I've made it an official pick right there. All right, other leans. Just want to scan over my leans to make sure there's nothing that I'm forgetting, and then we'll move on to other stuff here. Pittsburgh is in my leans column. I gave that one. I converted that. Pittsburgh under 9 is also in my leans column, and I'm going to hold off on that one. Philly, run line, -1 was in my leans column. I converted that one. Cleveland, first half money line was in my leans column. I converted that one. Oakland on the full game and the Arizona-Oakland game over are also both in my leans category, and I'm going to hold off on those for now. Atlanta-Boston, first 5 innings over 6. That's a lean as well. I'm going to hold off on that one for now. Arizona second half money line -120. That was a lean, and I did convert that to an official play. And Boston first 5 innings team total over 3 is also a lean, and that one I think I will just keep as a lean for now. All right. So once again, in addition to the morning show picks, I've added Pittsburgh money line -125. Cleveland first half -149. Philly -1 going against line movement. Atlanta -1. Minnesota +1. Minnesota second half +115, and Arizona second half -120. Again, borderline plays that I would love to give but don't have the balls to give would be Pittsburgh under 9. Atlanta, Boston first half over 6. That's a play I wish I had the balls to give, but I don't. Arizona, Oakland over 7. That's a play I wish I had the balls to give, but I don't. And that's about it as far as my leans are concerned, and maybe Oakland first half. Although no, I don't think so. All right, let me get to some other comments, and then we'll move on to other stuff here. Let's see. Other Parlay Poppy says first 5 Toronto live bet Phillies if they're behind for plus money after starter is out. That might be a great take. If Philly does get down early, Might be a good bet on a live bet. Absolutely. Parlay Poppy. Excellent, excellent. Let's see. Other comments here coming in. Other comments coming in. All right, we want to keep a good pace here. 7 o'clock games are about to start, so let's quickly move on to NBA once again. Jimmy the Bag took Cleveland -6.5. I took the Celtics +7. Mohamed Joma likes the first half over. I would vaguely agree that I'd be leaning over here as well. We'll see how it turns out. I think there's going to be a lot of whistles. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game than what we've seen so far in this series, but I'm going to pass on the total. I'm just going to stick with the Celtics +7, and Jimmy the Bag is on Cleveland -6.5, and that's about it. And let's move on to MMA. Of course, I did not get a chance to give my to do a video with Andreas Hale, so I don't know what Andreas Hale would have said about this card. But as I told Jimmy after yesterday's show, money has come back on Wonderboy Thompson. Jimmy wanted to bet Wonderboy at +105, and he said, "Do you think the line's going to keep going higher?" And I said, "No. In fact, the opposite. I think that sharper money closer to the fight is going to come back on Wonderboy," and that, in fact, has happened. Wonderboy is now -110 at 5 dimes. So it's very interesting. You know, Darren Till was +140 earlier in the week. Then he went all the way up to -125 yesterday, and now he's back down to -110. This is just a tough fight to get a read on. I'm going to pass on it. Obviously, I think there's a little bit of an overreaction to Till's hype. You know, he's steamrolled everyone that he's faced, but he has not faced someone near Thompson's level right now. Thompson is, probably deserves a third shot at Woodley for the title. Best kickboxer, arguably the best kickboxer active fighter right now. Thompson is no joke of a fighter. Way, way, way tougher of a challenge than Cerrone was for Darren Till in his last fight. So these odds being even. On the other hand, just because Darren Till hasn't proved himself against someone of Thompson's level yet, doesn't mean that he doesn't have those kinds of skills. I mean, he can only beat who's in front of him, and he has steamrolled everyone who's in front of him. Just feels like offensively he's still a little bit, not fully rounded. Thompson's going to have a good game plan, presumably, to defend against Till's lefty shots. So we'll see. I'm gonna pass on that one. The two plays that I was leaning towards, as I mentioned yesterday, were the over 1.5 rounds in the Magny White fight, and also a shot with Jason Knight against Amir Khani. It was 150 yesterday. Now it's up to 160. Jason Knight's off 2 straight losses, but his last fight he was sick. So he looked worse than he really was. He went through with the fight anyway. He said that was a mistake. He shouldn't have done that. He's learned his lesson. And I think that Jason Knight probably is a good play here. I liked it at -150. Still like it a little bit at -160. Those are two leans that I got. Magny against White. The over 1.5 at -120, and Jason Knight at -160 to beat Amir Khani. The Spicely Stewart fight is interesting. Yesterday, some people were saying they really like Spicely here, Spicely by submission, but Stewart's taking some money. Spicely was -190 yesterday, now all the way down to -165, so some money coming in on Stewart. And undefeated Manny Bermudez was -225 a few days ago, 275 yesterday, and now down to -250. That fight is also going to be a pass for me as well. Let's see if there's any comments coming in on MMA, and then we'll move on to the next segment. Let's see. Next segment is funny stuff coming in. Let me see. Other comments. Caleb Ford likes Wonderboy by TKO. Yeah. Man, I mean, I could also say, who knows what's going to happen? Who the hell knows what's going to happen? I definitely, at first glance, thought that Till might have some value at +140. Then we moved all the way to +105 for Wonderboy. I was like, that's got to be an overreaction. Now at -110 on both sides, I'm going to pass. Bill Buttlicker likes Magny by submission. Bill Buttlicker likes Spicely by decision. Let me see. I think he likes Mazzani by decision. Sorry, he likes Spicely by submission. Okay, let's see. Triple Beam says, haha, if Woodley didn't run through Wonderboy, Till sure as hell won't. That's what you would think. That is what one would think. On the other hand, who knows exactly? Till's run through everyone he's gone through. Just because he hasn't fought someone on this level doesn't necessarily mean that the skills aren't there. At first glance, it looks like the skills are almost there, but not quite. So it's a tough one. Very, very interesting shit. Bill Buttlicker likes Knight by decision. That's what I was thinking as well. Knight by decision. Parlay Poppy says Thompson is an easy bet. Okay. Jump Shot Jordan says Wonderboy all day long. Yeah. Yes. I hear you. Bill Buttlicker says he wants to beat Mr. Finland for 3 rounds. He's very pissed at him. Real animosity. Interesting. So Bill Butler thinking that Knight will want to extend the fight out. I'm liking Knight here. I definitely am liking Knight here. I'm thinking that it's a good play, and I will make that one official play. Thank you, Bill Butlicker. I'm going to take Knight as an official play. Minus 160 currently at 5 dimes. When I first liked it, it was at minus 150 yesterday. I'm going to take Knight minus 160. No way. I mean, not no way, but I don't think he loses 3 in a row. I think that people aren't putting enough value on how debilitated he was in his last fight, being sick, and I think he bounces back, and I'm taking it. Minus 160, Knight minus 160. The Magny fight, really want to take the over on that one. 1.5 rounds at minus 120. Magny obviously is a big favorite and should be a big favorite. The reason the total is so low is because his opponent, White, is a killer P-killed guy, so he's probably going to just, based on how he's fought so far in his career, rush at Magny and either get a fluke knockout of Magny or get knocked out. But I'm also thinking that, Magny will be a little bit, careful here. He is a replacement fighter, and that the stepping up in class might make him a little bit more cautious. So, I was thinking about an over there, but I'm going to pass on that one. Only one official play for this upcoming UFC event, and that is going to be Knight at minus 160. All right, moving along. Once again, WNBA. I just have one pick here, and once again, let me just see what the if those lines have moved at all. I just have Chicago plus 9.5, and that line is right where it was in the morning show. Split line 9 or 9.5. The Minnesota Lynx game, which goes off in 30 minutes, is at 6. Oh, whoa. Heritage bookmaker are at 7.5. So uncertainty here. Wow. 6 already with tip off 30 minutes away. 6.5, 7, or 7.5. And interestingly, Pinnacle and the Greek, 2 of the sharper books, are down at 6.5. That might just be buyback. That might just be sharp action coming in on the other side. But Pinnacle and the Greek now down at 6.5. Other places at 7. And Heritage Bookmaker and Betmania, also respectable books, at 7.5. So that's very interesting. King Rail again liked the over on that one. He liked it at 152. It's now up to 153. Nice job beating that line move. Just one play for me. Chicago Sky plus 9.5 against Seattle Storm. And then, of course, the Stanley Cup is coming up. We'll take one very, very quick look at the updated odds for the Stanley Cup. I did notice that after the initial money came in on the Capitals at Pinnacle and Market Wide to win the series, a little bit of buyback now on Washington. Washington was minus 125 a day or two ago to win the series when Jim and I talked about it. Now at Pinnacle, they're up to minus 133. So money coming back on Vegas. Interesting shit here, and we've got some props here for the Conn Smythe Trophy, Trophy, Marc-Andre Fleury at minus 133, the favorite to win it. Holtby at plus 400 to win it. Ovechkin at plus 340. Interesting stuff here. And who was it? SBR Forum. Drew from SBR Forum suggested that the Golden Knights to sweep might have good value at 11 to 1, and that line's gotten bet down at Pinnacle. It's now just 9.5 to 1. It was about plus 1100 when he made that suggestion. Now plus 940 for a Golden Knights sweep. Unreal. So money has come in on Pinnacle for a Golden Knights sweep. There's actually some people who are actually believing that is a good enough possibility that it was worth a shot at 10.5 to 1 or 11 to 1. Interesting stuff there. Of course, the series doesn't start until Monday, so Jim and I will make our final picks for the series if we have any, and our picks for Game 1 in the Monday show when Jim will be thankfully back sitting next to me, and that is it. That's it for today's show. I'm quickly going to scan some late breaking comments, and then we'll wrap up the show. We'll also get a Lucrative Larry. Not quite yet, Lucrative Larry. Let's just I just want to look at some comments here. Tomarino likes the links on the first half. Very nice. Tomarino likes the links on the first half. I'm scanning. Parlay Poppy says Magny first round finish has value. So Parlay Poppy not liking the over on that one. Okay, and I guess that is about it. All right, it is time for your favorite part of the show, Lucrative Larry's play of the future. Lucrative Larry, come on down, hit us up with another play. Lucrative Larry, overall, of course, his record absolute shit, but he's on a 1-game winning streak. Lucrative Larry is on a 1-pick winning streak. Very nicely done. Lucrative Larry bouncing up and down, no chair with the microphone. Tell us what you like here, Larry.
Okay, guys. I'm parlaying both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals on the Champions League final. Real Madrid at Liverpool. I'm taking them plus 106 at bet 365. Both of them have good offenses and leaky defenses, so it's a must. All the guys are taking it, so let's do it.
All right, there you go. Lucrative Larry's play of the future on a one-pick winning streak. Nice job, Larry. Can he make it 2 in a row? Tune into the Champions League game to find out. That's it for this week's shows. Thank you so much to everyone who bore with us through the ups and downs and bared with us through the ups and downs and all the tech issues. Thank you so much for all the great comments all week long. We'll see you on Monday, 12 o'clock Eastern Time.